It's time to let you go. Spread your wings and get out there. I'll miss you, but you belong out there. Just go. Be free. Fly.
Didn't go very far. Lucky for us, we got it. Welcome back. For many of us, a day in the office is not our idea of a fun time. But it doesn't have to be that way. Our next guest is proving that humor can help us all in both life and work. His new book, The Humor Habit, is full of tips to help with stress and also to just laugh more. We all need that, don't we? Important. Joining us now in studio, please welcome Paul Osincup. Paul.
Hey.
Yes.
So, Paul, let's jump right in, because you specialize in therapeutic humor for companies, which I heard is a rough gig when you're doing a corporate gig. How does humor make us more productive in the workplace?
Well, first of all, when we laugh or find something funny, our brain gets flooded with a dose of happiness. And by dose, I literally mean DOSE, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. Just flood your brain, making you less stressed. And leaders who use humor have teams who are more engaged, suffer less burnout, less turnover. So there's a lot that using humor in a work setting does to really just help everybody and definitely overall well-being.
Yeah, I agree.
Ukraine's president or Prime Minister Zelensky was a comedian for very long, and now you see is such a strong leader. People say I am slightly funny.
You are. She is. She is.
And modest.
Thank you. Yes.
Legally, we have to say slightly, so we don't get sued.
Yes. Okay, so am I making the world a better place scientifically?
It sounds like you're trying to get out of some community service. Your Honor, technically, I'm making a lot of people laugh, which is enhancing their well-being.
Right.
So I'm pretty much a humanitarian doctor. But yeah, scientifically, you are. If you're making other people laugh, you are enhancing their well-being, putting them at ease, probably lowering some anxiety. So you can rest assured.
There you go, Tor.
And I tell you what, if at home, like if you don't have a Tory to make you laugh, here's a little trick. At the end of the day, whatever your screen time habits are, do something I call a comedy chaser. So if the last thing you watch is, say, the news or that serial killer documentary, true crime stuff, whatever you do, make your last screen time something funny to replace those stress-inducing chemicals with stress-reducing chemicals. Just chase it with a little comedy.
So am I brilliant because I already do that?
Yes, you're ahead of the curve. Gold star.
Yay! You and me, Jeff. You and me. No? Cool. Okay.
I got cut off.
All right. So in your book, you talk about chronic seriousness. This sounds scary. And how we lose our sense of humor at a certain age. So why does that happen? When does it happen, and why?
Yeah, at about the age of 23, our propensity to laugh absolutely nosedives, and we don't start gaining those laughs back again until we're nearly 80. So it's like a 50-year desert of chronic seriousness. And when you think about age 23 is about the time we enter the workforce, and work, it's just gets intense. Lives get intense. Even the way we talk about work is intense. It's like, hey, I gotta jump on a call and have a hard stop, so I gotta run to a meeting. So shoot me an email. We'll tackle that, drill down, hammer out the details. There's a lot of balls in the air, knives in the fire. So we'll catch the wire net, run it up the flagpole, take a deep dive, see if we can move the needle. So keep grinding, hustling, crushing it, and killing it, and we'll all circle back while we zoom.
Right? I feel stressed. I'm stressed out right now.
That was good. That was good.
So aggressive, those words. Yeah.
You just summed up, I think, 20 years of people's work experience. I've heard all of those things. So, I have to ask you, because when I heard that you were a corporate comedian, corporate humorist, I immediately thought, well, that's hard because now a lot of people are working remotely. So how do you do, and I did remote shows over the pandemic. Those are interesting. Yeah. Turn your mic off, sir. You're talking to their wife, So, like, how do you do that?
Well, one of the things you just mentioned there, though, is like naming the true things that are happening in the moment is always pretty funny, and Zoom supplies a lot of those. Even just the way we sign off of Zoom is awkward because you're trying to make eye contact with people. Okay, goodbye, while you're looking at the sign off button. Like, hey, Zoom is just an awkward experience anyway. What I encourage people to do, leaders, if you're not a professional comic but you want to have a jovial atmosphere, actually encourage people to have their mics on if they cannot be disruptive, because then you get some of the feedback of little laughs and giggles and some of that natural stuff. Or as people people are coming into the meeting, have a question in the chat that's fun, different. You know, like, what was your favorite cartoon as a kid? Anything that gets people chatting like they normally would when we're sitting around waiting for a meeting to start, so that it's not, well, we're still waiting for Carl, you know, how's the weather out there? You know, it's real boring. So there are little tricks to maybe be a little more intentional with.
Almost be your own warm-up act in a way.
Totally.
Like
Yeah.
So
Look at you two. You guys got a lot in common.
Comics, that's how we roll.
Chat
Like
it up.
twins.
Thank you so much, Paul. Appreciate you. DBL Nation, check out Paul's book, The Humor Habit, available now, and find out more about Paul's speaking work at paulosincup.com. And before we go, let's have a little comedy chaser. Here's Paul after he got stung by a bee.
What?
Thank you, Paul. We'll be right back.
Awesome, man.
Check it out.
I can't wait.
Yeah. I can't even. I totally look like a Kardashian. Hello.